Hello, I'm Aisha Sasay. We'll have more of our special edition of Inside Africa from Accra, Ghana in just a moment. But first, a quick look at developments in the crisis in Zimbabwe. The ruling ZANU-PF party and the opposition Movement for Democratic Change reportedly began talks in South Africa on forming a power-sharing government. A spokesman for South African President Thabo Mbeki told the French press agency top negotiators for both parties met at a secret venue. The spokesman said he expects them to reach a deal in about 2 weeks. Earlier in the week, Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe and opposition leader Morgan Tsvangirai signed a memorandum of understanding to set the agenda for negotiations. It was the first time in 10 years the two men had appeared together in public. Inside Africa will continue to closely follow developments in Zimbabwe's political crisis. Now back to Enkapile Mabuse from the CNN MultiChoice African Journalist Awards.
Welcome back to the special edition of Inside Africa from Accra, Ghana, site of this year's CNN MultiChoice African Journalist Awards. Now 23 finalists were selected from more than 1,900 entries around the continent this year. So what made these journalists stand out among the rest? Here's an overview. Kenyan photojournalist Boniface Mwangi got the Photographic Award for his expose of police brutality in one of his country's slums. His series of exclusive pictures captured the horror of the police raid that left 14 people dead. A mother cries for help, her child knocked unconscious by police tear gas. The infant later dies. State security personnel unleash their dogs on innocent people, entertained by their victims' humiliation. Among the terrorized, these children walking back home from school. An emotional Boniface says winning the award took him back to that day of horror.
I was very humbled for being acknowledged, and on the other hand, I felt so bad for the people who died that particular day.
But it was not only the continent's doom and gloom stories that received top honors. Barbara Angopa's television news report on a peace dance in Angola scooped the Arts and Culture Award. She found a community displaced by internal conflict using music and dance to promote peace and healing.
The portrayal of Africa shouldn't be one-dimensional and depressing and sad, which sometimes it can be. Unfortunately, what keeps some people glued to their seats. And I'm just so pleased that they even have the category for arts and culture, because there are so many wonderful and happy stories to be told about the continent there. I see them every day.
From one of the continent's most troubled countries, Zimbabwean journalist Hopewell Chingono's compelling documentary stood out above the rest, earning him the title of Africa's Best.
This was a powerful, moving and compelling piece of work.
Kaletra, one of the drugs that is used for HIV treatment, is 12 million. And to put it into perspective, a doctor in Zimbabwe earns about 6 million Zimbabwean dollars. So it will need to take them 2 months' salary to be able to buy that drug, which is for 1 month.
It's a story about hope and about life. It's not a story about disease and death.
CNN caught up with Hopewell the morning after the big night. How does it feel to be declared Africa's best journalist?
It feels real good, but it comes with a responsibility as well. There's a burden that has been put on my shoulders, and I have to live up to it.
How did you come about the story?
I realized that people in Zimbabwe were dying because of failure to access medication. 3,000 people die every week in Zimbabwe from HIV and AIDS.
The government-controlled Zimbabwean Broadcasting Corporation initially refused to broadcast Hopewell's documentary.
Some people were saying, no, we cannot show it because it's anti-government. But it took the courage of one woman, Mrs. Gono, who unfortunately has now been fired from Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation for other reasons, they say, to push for the film to be shown on television.
A clampdown on independent media has made it extremely difficult for journalists to operate in Zimbabwe. But Hopewell's dedication, perseverance and determination is part of what earned him the biggest prize in African journalism. And And that does it for this week's special edition of Inside Africa from Accra, Ghana. I'm Nkepile Mabuse. Aisha Sisay will be back with a brand new episode next week. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.